Welcome to Southern Virginia and the South Boston Speedway for today's South Boston 150. A gorgeous afternoon for racing. I'm Rick Allen alongside Phil Parsons. Temperature 70 degrees. It's calm winds and a clear forecast for the day. Let's hear from our pole winner. Darrell Wallace Jr. is with Derek Pertisiglio.
Guys, in this race 1 year ago, this U.S. Army Toyota of Darrell Wallace Jr. finished deep in the field due to a flat tire late in the race. But he's looking for redemption this year. Darrell, you're on the pole for today's race. What are some of the things you've got to watch out for?
Definitely this 00. I mean, he's fast. You know, the car last year when Ryan Truex was in it was really fast. So I think he's going to be the tough contender here. And then Sergio Pena, my teammate, he's going to be fast. So we just got to keep it out front and keep our nose clean and be there at the end. That's the game plan pretty much for every race.
This is a rain-out race. Last night was supposed to be raced at night. Is it going to make any difference to how you get around the track today, being that the track is going to be in the sun all day?
I think that as the race goes on, it's going to start getting more greasier and slippier. So I think we're just going to have to save our stuff, like I said, be there at the end and just see where we pan out. So hopefully it doesn't fall off too bad and we can take the checker flag home with us tonight.
Well, guys, like always in the NASCAR K&N Pro Series, saving your equipment to the end is key.
Thanks, Derek. Phil, what are the storylines for this race?
Well, tight confines. This is a 0.4 of a mile racetrack with a wall on the inside of the corners. Lap traffic can become an issue because of those tight confines. And usually the car that wins this race is the guy that turns the center of the corner the best. The guy that can get that thing turned and get off the corner.
Once again, we want to find out a little bit more about the drivers in this series with today's BioBlast.
I'm Ben Kennedy, driver number 96 Chevrolet. I started off in quarter midgets about 5-6 years ago. We did that for about 2 years. And then last year we did the super late model series throughout the Fast Car Series in Florida. My goals in this series are to get a top 5 finish in the championship at the end of the year. And definitely get a bunch of top 10s. I would absolutely love to get a win this year. That'd be awesome. I'm Ben Kennedy, and that's your K&N BioBlast.
19-year-old Ben Kennedy balancing schoolwork with racing. We've got an interesting feature for you featuring Derek Pertisiglio. You're going to want to enjoy this.
You know, tracks across the country are known for their food in the concession stands. Martinsville Speedway is about 20 minutes away from here, and they're known for their Jesse Jones hot dogs. But here at South Boston, it's this, the South Boston Bologna Burger. Now, one of our own speed colleagues, Elliott Sadler, ate 16 of these in one sitting one night here at the track, and this one is #1 for me. Guys, I love my job.
I think he might have got a little paper when he bit into that one. What do you think?
It looked like it. Sounded like it anyway.
We're going to see the green flag when we come back to South Boston. Stay with us. Welcome back to South Boston, Virginia, the South Boston Speedway. It's the 150 here on Speed, your motorsports authority. Want to take a look at this 0.4 mile racetrack, Phil, the particulars.
Yeah, a lot of history at this racetrack. It started out actually as a quarter mile. They extended to a third and paved it, and now 0.4 of a mile. You see 12-degree banking in the corners, straightaways 10 degrees. Look how short the straightaways are. This is a tight little racetrack.
It's like a football field for a straightaway, and it's amazing how fast they can go. Here's our starting grid. Darrell Wallace Jr. grabs the pole once again. Our most recent winner, Brett Moffitt, on his outside.
Yeah, two-time winner Matt DiBenedetto in row number 2. There's Eddie McDonald alongside Benny Gordon back in row number 7.
Ben Kennedy will start this race 15th. Back in the field a bit further, Zach Germain starts 21st.
DJ Shaw, son of our former champion Dale Shaw.
How about Clay Campbell? He'll start this race 25th. Everyone knows Clay Campbell is the president of Martinsville Speedway just up the road.
That's what he does for his day job.
Green flag out. We're underway from South Boston.
Nice little jump by Darrell Wallace Jr. to get the lead.
Goes down and hugs that yellow line. Right behind him, it's Brett Moffitt in the 00. Moffitt taking over that seat after Ryan Truex has moved on to the Nationwide Series with Michael Waltrip Racing, but two-time champion Ryan Truex and that team.
Yeah, I talked to Mike Gricci, crew chief on this 00 car, and he said, boy, they haven't really lost a thing with Brett Moffitt. Said he has good feedback, a good feel for a car, and man, was he good at Greenville. First time in 6 years somebody led the entire distance. He led all 150 laps.
Impressive performance for young Brett Moffitt.
Pretty impressive so far for Darrell Wallace Jr., keeping that 00 car, Brett Moffitt, at bay.
Difficult racetrack here. Phil, you mentioned the wall on the inside of this racetrack, and then the change from the surface when you come out of the turn. It's almost a little bump right there. For more on this race, let's talk to Derek Bernasiglio.
Traditionally at this race, we've always seen one car rise up and dominate over the others. Last year it was Max Gresham. 2 years ago it was Brett Moffitt, and the year before that it was Brian Eichler. The key to this race, get the car set up and running good, get a good qualifying spot, and you put yourself in position to win.
Boy, that 00 looks awfully good. He's really able to turn that center. One of our storylines of things to watch. He's really able to turn that center, but not able to gain that whole bunch on Darrell Wallace Jr. right now.
Yeah, Sergio Pena's been holding on to that third spot, and then behind him, Matt Benedetto in the top 4. But since the drop of the green flag, it's been Darrell Wallace Jr. who's been able to keep Brett Moffitt about 2 car lengths back from him. Running very strong in that Army car.
You see that yellow line? That is not out of bounds. That's just a suggestion as to where the bottom of the racetrack is.
And some are heeding to that suggestion and others are not. Darrell Wallace Jr. now a 3-car length lead over Brett Moffitt. Seems to have that car hooked up early in this race. Starting this race in the 7th spot was the 18 of Max Gresham. He's moved up to 6, so he's taken 1 spot away. Derek, what's happening with the 18 team?
The number 18 of Max Gresham is feeling very confident behind the wheel. As a matter of fact, PR rep John Close just came up to me and passed me a note, and he said the car is perfect right now. He's not pushing the issue, and he's faster than the cars in front of him.
And Corey LaJoie would say, well, wait a second, I'm pulling away from him. How does that work? Corey LaJoie running in the 5th spot, just in front of that 18 of Gresham.
Max won this race last year from the pole, driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. A little bit of a problem for the 07 right in front of him. Corey LaJoie slid up the racetrack. I saw a little bit of smoke.
Yeah, a little smoke. It looks as though he is going to make his way onto pit road right now. He's slowing on the racetrack and going to make the hard left turn onto pit road. So LaJoie with problems in the 07 early on.
It probably will be more than likely terminal. Saw a little bit of smoke down there when he slid up the racetrack a little bit, allowing Max Gresham to get underneath him.
Still green flag racing. Darrell Wallace Jr. in front of Brett Moffitt. They're running 1 and 2. Sergio Pena holds on to that 3rd spot.
Wallace able to hold about 5 car lengths over Brett Moffitt. Early in this race, Derek talked about having to save your stuff. Darrell Wallace Jr. talked about having to save your equipment to have something at the end. And you know, you don't have to slow down to do that. You can just make sure you don't spin the tires. Right now, Darrell Wallace Jr., he's not necessarily abusing his car, even though he's opened up a 6-car length lead over Brett Moffitt.
Starting off, it's all been green flag laps. Darrell Wallace Jr. out in front. He talked about the track could get slick as the sun beats down on this racetrack. We take a look back. Eddie McDonald and Benny Gordon battling for the 11th spot.
Just outside of the top 10, Eddie McDonald, a 6-time winner in this series. Right in front of Eddie McDonald, that's the 9 of Chase Elliott. Had a great top 5 run at Greenville. Trouble.
Into the wall, the 97 of Tanner Berryhill. So got up high on this racetrack, which you never see. Tanner Berryhill up against the wall. Darrell Wallace Jr. will bring the field to the green flag when we come back to South Boston.